became the CEO in 2008 of Unilever at a time when not a lot of companies were thinking about the Sustainable Development Goals or sustainability, and maybe you could share in terms of some of the challenges or how you incorporated the ideas into Unilever and the board and throughout the organization to bring it to where you are today.
Well, you put your finger on the pulse here of the board. Is very important, obviously. As many of these major decisions, you have to get the board behind you. The first thing is obviously having the right board, and Unilever was blessed with that. But you also have to get the right knowledge on the board. For example, climate change is a big risk for many companies in terms of their business models, reputation, but also an enormous opportunity if you turn that around. We found that very few boards have experts on there that can deal with the topic of climate change. So you have to be sure that your board represents also where the challenges are today. And the way that we compensated for that at Unilever was an advisory board of very good people, and bit by bit we got the right people on the board as well that understood. The second thing you have to do with the boards, which is quite normal, is I think you have to force yourself a little bit better sometimes than what we do in the economic case of it. Right now it is increasingly becoming easier to show that the economics work for you as well, and that is not only just a nice to do thing or or a must-have. It is actually a very advantageous economic proposition if you move to green energy, if you cut waste, if you get sustainable material, if you stick to human rights principles in your value chains. And there's enough data around that. The thing that helps companies to do that is to start joining up with many of the associations that are there, the World Business Council for Sustainable Development, the UN Global Compact. There's an enormous amount of help out there. The good thing is the things start moving, especially in the financial market as well. ESG reporting is taking off. People are starting to write letters of what they expect. More money flowing into the longer term, asking for a price on carbon. So when the financial market moves, I think it also helps companies to be a little bit more courageous.
Yeah, thank you for that. And many of the people at the Baker McKenzie conference today are human resource professionals or legal counsel, and I wonder if you could perhaps leave any tips for them as to what they should be thinking about that they can implement in their workplaces to drive some of these issues and bring about purposeful leadership and affect change.
Yeah, I think if you really want to make your model more purpose-driven and more sustainable, more longer term, it has to start at the top. If the CEO is not fully behind that, it's very difficult to go on to this journey. But then also you risk being left behind in the industry versus the leaders, and that we increasingly see clearly now this bifurcation of who are the companies that get it and lead versus the ones that are falling behind. Just like technology makes you see the winners and losers very quickly, it's also starting to happen around sustainability. So get the CEO on board is a very important thing. Internalize that into the company, spend some time on that, be sure the right capabilities are there. Then you move to your value chain, and then you work on the more transformative changes. Now, that's the broader change process, but everybody individually can make a difference as well. You can think about making your offices plastic free. You can have competitions to get your energy or your carbon footprint down. You might decide which clients you select based on their footprint or impact on society. You might look at your own pension fund and ensure that the money is invested in a responsible way, that the fund managers are rewarded over the longer term. So there is not one area untouched, in my opinion, that we can collectively make step changes and create this better environment